Hey, welcome back to the Dana Lee Project over here on our YouTube channel. I am here with Mandy, and on this episode, we're going to be talking about something. I don't know what.
Every single intro, every single one, you're like, we're going to talk about something.
Yeah, I'm not giving a heads up. I don't know. I have no show notes. I have no backstory. We just roll with it. So, all right, Mandy, what do you got for us today? What are we going to talk about?
Okay, so when this is out, when this goes out, you will be on vacation with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And when this past weekend, we were all together and we were talking about all the different dynamics of friendship. And I was like, while we were having those conversations, I wrote down in my notes, let's talk about this, because I think that we were all talking about different aspects of our friendships and different people we've known for so many years and things. And what I think that would be a good topic today is about boundaries in our friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, gosh, and we were even talking about this, like when you were in like middle school or high school, you had like that best friend who you do everything with, and you're like, you wouldn't even think twice about like ever doing anything without your best friend. And then as like an adult, you're like, I have really good friends, but like I don't have to do everything with you. And I've got friends who I like to, like, you have your friends that you travel with, and I have my friends that I like to go hiking with, and but then it can get fishy sometimes. So I was wondering, when we talk about friendships and boundaries, and any stories or any ideas about that?
Well, I think that it's only natural if if you get to a point in your life and you decide you want to heal your relationship with food, because that's very much the context around what we talk about here on this channel and in our world.
Mm-hmm.
As you choose to go down the recovery path, you start to figure out there are parts of your identity that just don't serve you anymore. I was very much identified with being a fitness instructor, and in my fitness career, I had friendships that were developed around with fellow instructors. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so as I started to really see how it was going to be impossible for me to heal my relationship with food and stay connected to my fitness friends, my colleagues, something had to give. Either I was going to get pulled back into that toxicity of work out harder, diet harder. You're not doing that right. You got to, it's not cutting these carbs, it's cutting these carbs. And it's not, it's not, it's not walking 5,000 steps, is walking 10,000 steps. Like, no matter what it was like this rat race of a chase but there was this group of individuals that kind of band together in the fitness industry as fitness instructors, whether you taught spin or kickboxing or step or whatever you did. There was some sort of underlying thread that we're all dieting.
Yeah. And
We're all
it's almost
dieting.
like you just expect it.
You just expect it.
You just expect it. Yeah.
And maybe even especially if you see someone who is lean.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter the body shape. It was pretty much united on a united front that when I went to these, we'd call them aerobic conventions. I mean, I'm really dating myself.
I love it.
Aerobic conventions.
Oh my God, I love it. Leg warmers.
I was just past the leg warmer stage, but for me, it was Taibo. It was like around that era in like the mid.
I totally did
mid-90s.
Taibo.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Oh my God, yes.
Billy Blanks. Oh yeah, baby.
I had Billy Blanks. Hell yeah.
But when we'd go to these aerobic conventions, it didn't matter. It's almost like this understood click in that you could always talk about the diet that you're on and what is working. And how many calories you burned and all of that stuff.
Mhm.
So that was a major group of friends that I had to start distancing myself from as it became more and more evident that I could not continue living that way. And I needed to figure out, how do I surround myself with a different group of colleagues, because I still love fitness. I did not change. I didn't go out of the fitness world. I
Mhm.
had to figure out, that was the part of me that I still really love to do. I love to teach. So how do I continue to teach, but sort of break it off and distance myself from all these women that I used to go on these long weekends with? Like every year we'd go on these conventions, or I'd meet up and we'd do continuing education credits or whatever it was. And it was hard to do until it wasn't really hard to do. I felt it was so important for me to change my life. Something had to give, that was just kind of the byproduct of it, had to fall away. But what ended up happening is I started surrounding myself and identifying even more as an entrepreneur. So rather than just being like, I'm a fitness instructor, I'm a personal trainer, I have my exercise physiology degree, I have all, even in college, they call me Trainer Dana. So, I had like that whole world, but then I just shifted because I owned a gym. So it allowed me to plug into other business owners, other people who ran businesses in person, like brick and mortar, or businesses online. And I ended up developing some other really cool friendships
Mhm.
that were way more than just about dieting. And to be honest, I'm friends with a few of them to this day. Um, Gina Calvano, she is a best-selling author of a book called From Burnout to Purpose. She's one of my very dear friends who she was part of that overlap because we met in 2011, and I
Mhm.
was like starting to let go of all that stuff. I was starting to heal my relationship with food and figure things out. And Gina came into my life. And then it became more about our businesses and what we were up to there, and how we can just become more savvy business owners and be really conscious entrepreneurs too, because she helps people with burnout and finding purpose in their job. And we actually had a lot of parallels where people would come to her because of a pain point in their career, and people would come to me because of a pain point of their relationship with food, binge eating, and things like that. Um, so it was, I feel like, and this is why in our mentorship, or if you choose to do the roadmap to food freedom, module one in the mentorship, and step one in the roadmap to food freedom is letting go. You got
Mhm.
to let go of something to allow something else to come in. So although we are talking about friendships here, it is something that is universal across the board. You can't, if this is like your room is all full of people, how are you going to let more people in?
Yeah.
And like they're all pulling at you. So it only makes sense that it makes me think about my classes coming in. When they come in, my 4:30s and 5:30, like you got to let the people out in order to let the people in.
Mhm.
you know and some friendship can just, it just ends up being that way. And sometimes it comes down to having really difficult conversations about ending a friendship, and
Mhm.
other times it just sort of falls away
Mhm.
because you've got other things going on, schedules don't, they don't align anymore, you're just not interested in the same things, so you're just not participating in those same things anymore. So, yes, you will have to have difficult conversations probably in letting go of some friendships and setting boundaries if the person who you are conversating with doesn't hear you and understand where you're coming from and want to also create boundaries, because you don't create boundaries just for yourself, you're creating them also for the other person. Um, so sometimes that is met with ease, and I want to improve the friendship. And thank you so much for sharing this with me. I really didn't have any idea. And then other times it's met with a little more defensiveness, double down on,
Yeah.
you're right, I'm wrong kind of a thing. So each friendship kind of has to be navigated differently. But what I will say is every time I've let go of one that just wasn't serving me anymore, it absolutely opens up more space for some like really magical relationships in my life, that I'm like, just wow, like I cherish them. I really cherish them.
While you were talking, I wrote down because I was thinking about it. For me, in my recovery, there were all these people, so many people that I don't talk to anymore because I, and it's not because I don't want to or because I don't like them or they're not fun people, but it's like if I'm not going to the bar and not drinking with them, we don't have anything to do together. There's nothing other than drinking together that we do. And like they would invite us over to go swimming and we might go over swimming, but then you know what happens is we're not going to the bars like during the winter. So they didn't like think of us anymore. You know what I mean? They're like, well, I don't know, Jim and Mandy, they're probably off. And we were just at Spirit Halloween last night and we are looking at Halloween outfits. And I was like, oh man, because I've got this new body that I'm trying to like decorate for Halloween. And I was like, Jim, man, what a waste. We don't have nowhere to go for Halloween. I want to like put something hot on this year. And he's like, we can do that, babe. We can do that. I'm like, I'm not going to spend $50 on something that's going to come off in 2 minutes. He's like, we can go somewhere in this outfit. I don't care. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it's like over the years, it's like they fizzle out because they just don't align with what you're doing. And it's not like there are a handful of people that are like, they don't talk to me anymore because they say that I think I'm better than them, which is okay if that's how they're going to do it. But what I wrote down was, a lot of the times during my recovery, people would say that they support me. Oh, I support you. I totally support you.
Mm.
Can I have a shot? You know what I mean? That was like, oh yeah, Mandy, that's so great for you. You know,
Mm.
as they're drinking and they're partying, and that's totally fine. I'm not judging them, but like they say, someone saying that they support you, but if you realize that they're not supporting you, not even on purpose, but they're just not supporting your goals and your the way you want to live your life and the way you want to carry yourself. If they don't support that, it's a good idea to just like kind of let them fizzle out. And they won't want to hang out with you anyways if you're not doing the crazy partying stuff that I was doing and recovering from alcohol. Yeah, so it's kind of funny we don't have anywhere to go for Halloween, but that's okay. We are dressing up as Inside Out this year. Did I tell you this?
No.
Oh my God, by the way, really good movie for adults and children.
Okay.
I cried. I cried. So good. It's called Inside Out. It's a Disney Pixar movie, and it's about the inside of this girl's brain and all the different things. And there's joy. And then in the second one, it's about her going through puberty and all
Mm-hmm.
these like it's all about like your brain and how you have these memories that are what do they call them, but basically memories that like make you who you are
Mm-hmm.
and like give you like the sense of like I know my mom and dad will always care for me when I cry, like when you're a little baby and things like that. And it's so good. And talk in the second one, it's all about like anxiety and all the things that come into your life as a woman when you start to have the puberty time in your life. And it's so good. At the end, I cried because it's like universal. All of
Mm.
us have those things in our heads, but point being is we're all dressing up as different characters from Inside Out. And I am Joy.
Of course you are.
Joy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. My husband's gonna be Anger.
Oh, oh my
But I
God.
love this movie. If I can think of it, I'll post a picture of all of us. We always have a theme,
Okay.
me and Emily. And
Yeah, you do. That's so fun.
yeah.
We're not really into Halloween. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know why I'm not, but I'm not going to get into it in this video. Maybe that could be another video.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Closer
know.
to Halloween. We should talk about that when it's closer to Halloween.
Yeah, well, when we end up posting this, it might be because I'm going to be on vacation
You
and
won't
yeah.
be here.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Maybe the week after Halloween we'll do
Okay. Yeah.
it.
Um, so friendships. And yeah, so you were talking about even like being in the bar and like
Yeah.
or having some, that would make total sense. And I feel like that's a lot of, how I was also kind of explaining like if I'm not I'm not participating in those things anymore, then it's sort of like, oh, fewer and farther between,
Mm-hmm.
right? Fewer and
Yeah.
farther between. And there's really nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that, as you were talking about that, I was also thinking, what started happening to me is I was bored of the diet conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking bored of it. Like, do we all, every time I go to a baby shower, I go to a
Mm-hmm.
bridal shower, and anytime the conversation at some point comes around to who's on a diet, who lost weight, who's got to get the baby weight off, who's following this. I am so bored of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I that was another thing I want out. I have so many other things, and hence the Dana Lee project. I kind of morphed into that into my business because like there's so many other parts to talk about,
Yeah.
you know. I shared I got my motorcycle license. Steve and I love to travel. I invented a product. He's inventing a product for the fire service. We got so much shit going on.
Yeah.
I have other interesting things to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, you know, so and to the point of like being in a bar, also similar.
Yeah.
So being around I don't, you know, having a drink here and there, it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you is excessive, I don't enjoy hanging out with that either.
Yeah.
I'm like over it. Like, how old are we? Like, I
Yep.
have to keep exposing myself to this. Like, why? What's in it for me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be around it.
Mm-hmm. And there's
So,
also this like there's also in that atmosphere this level of bitching and complaining.
hmm,
Like, oh my God, everything sucks, blah blah blah. There tends to be that kind of
yeah,
atmosphere when you're sitting at a bar talking to somebody about the Bills game or
yeah,
my boss or
yeah.
there's not enough money in the economy. It's like bitching and
You're
complaining.
you're right. You're right. It's a
Yeah.
lot of complaining, and that is the other element of like I I have too many good things happening in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could choose to complain, but why? Like I don't I just don't see my day in and day out that way. I'm not taking my life for granted. I've gone through a lot of shit in my life and I've lost a lot of shit in my life. So I'm forever changed for the better because of that. I see the world differently.
Mm-hmm.
It takes very little to make me happy because I'm just like, oh my God, we have hot water. When you don't have hot water for 6 months because you can't pay for your water bill,
Mm-hmm.
it changes you. You
Yeah.
end up having a whole nother level of gratitude for the simplicity in life of like what is working and what's going right. And I got a roof over my head and I have people who love me and I have clients who I love and I get to do this every day. I don't want to complain.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if I do it's for like for a little bit to kind of vent because we always do, but I
Yeah.
don't hang on it. And it's also usually with people who are in the same realm as me. Like you and I are like this. It's
Yes.
like, okay, I need to just rant about this thing, but then like you get it out of your system and then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I can easily redirect.
Yeah. And there's also the other side, like, don't talk to me about a problem because I'm gonna try and help you with the solution.
Right. Right.
Well, I was. Do you want my opinion? Do you want me to help you, or are you just venting? Because I got so many ideas in my head right
Yep.
now of how we can help.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Uh, yeah. Yeah. And so the other thing about friendships that comes to mind is that and I've shared this in another video when I was talking about my marriage, and that I don't expect Steve to fulfill all my happiness and all the things.
Mhm.
Um, that is where a lot of friendships and girlfriends come in,
Mhm.
where some who have been with me for so long and they know, how I grew up and what I've been through for the past couple decades even. But others that is like, yeah, I've got like my hiking friends
Mhm.
and I've got my, you know, meet for dinner or coffee friends,
Mhm.
and each one I still feel completely myself with, but I can lean on them for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how that kind of just falls into place too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any one friend that I'm like expecting them to fulfill all of my friendship needs.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I think it's really great and it's healthy to know that. And so that way there's like you let go of expectations of like of certain friendships. Obviously there are things, you don't want to be disrespected. You want there to be communication. You want like if we say we're going to meet somewhere that like certain things are like the
Yeah.
basics that you're agreeing on in the rules of engagement in a friendship, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But the other parts of what you talk about, or, because I have some friends who are married and have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have other friends who are married and don't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have other friends who are divorced and don't have kids. And then I have other friends who are divorced and have kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine the conversation's always changing because of those different dynamics.
Yeah. Different perspectives, which is
Different
great.
perspectives, correct. And I love that that's what I love.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's healthy. I think it's good to have. I think it keeps me grounded. It
Mm-hmm.
keeps me compassionate and understanding more about people's life circumstances.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
all right.
All right. My friend.
So there's probably a lot more I could say about friendship, but clearly I value it. It really, I don't know how I could get this far in life without friendships.
Mm-hmm.
They really do mean the world to me.
Yeah.
They really do. And I make sure I reach out if I don't hear from somebody, like I'll send a text and say, "Hey, how's it going?" So there's a reciprocal part of that too, of like the back and forth of like sometimes it's like, "Hey, you know what? Let's figure out when we can meet for dinner later this month. We haven't seen each other in a while." I have that ease with a lot of my friendships.
Yeah.
And I really love that. So yeah, I can't say enough about the importance of friendships and have them grow with you as you grow.
Yeah. Yes.
Great topic.
Yes.
All right. Well, we look forward to hearing from you guys. Comment under the video or anywhere else on social media that we share this video. Yeah, any thoughts that come to mind about friendships, challenges with friendships, how that could change as you want to change. It can be challenging to navigate for sure. That is often the topics even within our group calls and our mentorship, to be honest, right? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
not really about the food; it's about a
Yeah.
lot of other things.
Always.
Yeah, we've talked about friendships and things quite a bit in our mentorship calls. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you for being here and tuning in, and make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And Mandy and I will see you in the next one.